Hey, you're here with Ben, and today we're heading back out into the alpine countryside of Bavaria for something a little different. It's currently autumn, and we're in Munich, and for most people on the outside looking in, that's going to mean just one thing: Oktoberfest. 7.2 million people attended this year, and there are no signs of it slowing down in the years to come. You at home very well could be one of the many tourists coming to partake in the world's largest folk beer festival. But is that all there is? Not even close. Bavaria and Tyrol are fully festive throughout all of autumn, with many towns and villages hosting their own folk festivals. Man, they just love a good celebration and a good day off work out here. And it's that German festive excitement that I want to share with you today. One of the common types of folk festivals that you'll see throughout the region is an Almabtrieb. We're going to be going down to Mittenwald in southern Bavaria today to show you what that's all about. Getting there couldn't be easier, as there's a train that runs from the Munich Hauptbahnhof to Innsbruck, and it has a stop over in Mittenwald. No train transfers or anything you're going to have to worry about, and the journey should only take 2 hours. The festival itself starts at about 11 a.m. I'm going to want to arrive early, say about 10, so that means we're going to need to take the 7:59 train. The train will be leaving pretty soon. I actually still need to get over there, so we should get going. I'll tell you more about Mittenwald and the festival once we're there. Let's go.
All right, hour and 50 minutes. That's not a bad train ride at all. That was actually quite pleasant. Anyway, I think one of the things that, kind of strikes you that I had no idea about Mittenwald, I don't know if you can see it behind me, but you are really in the mountains. I mean, Garmisch-Partenkirchen and the rest, they're in the mountains. But this one, wow, that's just like looming over. Anyway, we've got no time to bask in any of that, because if there's one thing I do know about the Mittenwald train station, is that it has almost no baggage storage. It has some, but not very much. So we're gonna need to go run and make sure we have somewhere to store our gear, otherwise today's gonna be much harder. You might need to do the same. Luckily, we did manage to snag one of the last remaining lockers at the station. Now we need to make our way to where the festival is being held, which should be the town centre. That's only a few minutes walk from the train station down the main street. Super easy. Now, for the main event, it was all hands on deck, with both me and Camille manning different cameras. So I don't have footage of myself, sadly, but that's alright. I'd rather show you anyway. Let's get to it. I should probably explain what an Almabtrieb is. I can't blame you for not knowing. No cognates or common phrases here to give you a clue. I sure had no idea until just a few weeks ago. The gist is that it's an end of summer celebration, specifically for the town's farmers and their livestock. So these festivals happen all over Bavaria, often on different days, so you can easily go to more than one during the season. As you might know, dairy is a huge part of alpine life, and with the pretty serious winters they get around here, at some point you have to take your cows down from the lush mountain pastures and back to the farms. So since you have to march them anyway, which is like a whole thing, why not turn it into a parade and march them right through the town centre? Celebrate them. Better yet, if no cows were injured during the year and an excellent summer all around was had, then why not dress them up with ribbons, bows and flowers to really celebrate a safe, productive summer, which, all in all, I think sounds both hilarious and tons of fun. The roots of the festival are pre-Christian and were supposedly part of the rituals to ward off evil spirits, to protect them as they bunker down for the winter. Only good vibes should make it off the mountains, you know? Post-Jesus, Christian symbols and law were also incorporated in the festival too, often with the lead cow having a giant flowery crucifix on its head. Sadly, there was a pretty unfortunate rockslide this year that injured many goats, and so in solidarity, the cows won't be dressing up this year. I'll have to add some photos from previous years so that you can see it, because it's pretty cool. Now, let's check out a bit more footage, because this really is best seen. Alright, so we're all done with the actual parade now. I think as I was leaving, I heard a fair few people seem a little bit disappointed. And though it is a shame, because there weren't any like flowers or garlands this year due to some unfortunate incident during the summer. But I also think those people might have had a bit of an overblown expectation for cows walking through a town. I think as long as you come here knowing that you're going to see cows
walk through a town, then you're gonna have a great time. I actually really enjoyed it, but I was also quite busy since I was on the front lines trying to get actual footage for you guys so you could see it. People kept kind of pushing me, which is horrible because that gets you right into the cows, and there's no robes, they're right up and close to you, and there's a lot of horns, so I almost got like gouged out like 4 times, and eventually I had to push myself back into a guy. I didn't feel proud of it, but I didn't want to die. After that's all over, everybody kind of turns and follows the cows as they'll march all the way to the Almfest itself, which is kind of the whole big event. There's a huge exodus of people as they all move towards that one area. So what I've decided to do instead, and it's what I'd recommend you do, is kind of cut off from that main group of people. Once you've done that, you can take a side path, and I'm going to go check out one of the local gorges where there's supposed to be a huge waterfall and the spirit of the mountains. So let's go see what that's all about. All right, we just saw the gorge. It cost about €3 to go see. I'd say it's well worth it, to be honest with you. The ticket booth actually doubles as a beer garden, so on the way out we decided to chill for a minute, have a sneaky beer before we continue recording. From the point of the beer garden, there's actually a ton of other trails around here, so if I had more time today, I'd go check them out. They look really fantastic. There's tons of hikers out here going all up and down. For now though, we need to head back the way we came to go and see the actual Almfest itself, see how those cows are doing after their fun run through the town. I'll see you guys there. All right, so we just got done over at the Almfest itself. So there's not too much to record, honestly. It's real nice, compact, it's very small. I'm pretty sure it's held at the farm where all the cows are gonna live, so it's kind of funny that you just kind of like follow them home and then get drunk next to them. So that's like, what a weird way to end your day, but that's pretty fun. I think the most important thing to remember about Almabtrieb and Almfest is this is not a Mittenwald kind of thing. This happens all over the region. I just think Mittenwald is perhaps the easiest one for you to go to and get into. So don't be expecting a massive extravaganza like those people earlier today. It's just a great day out. They've got plenty of food, cafe, cooking, all that good stuff, tons of beer and music. It's a good time out. But I think that pretty much rounds it out for me. I'm gonna head back into the town itself and wait for the train and go back home. So I'll see you at home for the conclusion. All right, hey everybody. So we're back at home after a pretty awesome day trip, if I do say so myself. And I want to do something a little bit different with this conclusion. So usually we do a bit of a pro and a bit of a con, and then we do a recommendation. Maybe you've caught on to that. And in this time, I just don't think that makes any sense because we've talked about it and there are no cons. If you don't really want to go, I think you already know by now, but there are no barriers to entry and it's really fun, in my opinion. So what I'd like to do instead is kind of pull back the curtain a little bit and explain why we wanted to make this video, but more specifically, why Camille wanted to make the video, because this was all your idea. You directed it, you wrote the script, you did all that. So why don't you tell us why? Why did you drag me out to the middle of Mittenwald to look at some cows? Yeah, so basically we moved to Munich in November 2018. So around that time I was looking for some day trips to do out in the countryside. So I came across this Mittenwald 2018 September Almabtrieb that they were having, and I was justifiably upset that we had just missed it by 2 months. Told you about it and then stewed for about a year, getting really excited and waiting around for it. And I promptly forgot. And so a couple months before it was coming up, I thought, oh, it'd be a really great idea to do a video on this to really showcase sort of the Bavarian culture, because I think most people, not the most, but a lot of what they know about Bavaria is the Oktoberfest that happens in Munich. And I thought it'd be really great to showcase the other fall festivities that are happening out in the countryside. And it turns out every village has its own sort of little version of Oktoberfest, and most of them have their own Almabtriebs.
And I just really wanted to focus in on the localization of it, the fact that this isn't some huge spectacle like we have at Oktoberfest, where you have like celebrities and bands and people flying in. This is all locals all the time. So we get to see the local farmers bring their cows through the town. Then we go to the festival with the local brewery, the little craft show, and you get to see the local band. So I just thought it would be really nice to sort of showcase that for people who don't know that much about Bavaria but are familiar with Oktoberfest. So as I did all the research, because I read all the scripts, you went into this really blind. I just sort of told you where to be and what to do. Yeah. So that being said, what did you think of this?
Yeah, no, so like you said, going in completely blind, I thought it was really fun. I mean, it's just a fantastic day out. With so many people coming to Oktoberfest, I'm surprised more people don't try to go to these kind of things, or that they're not more well known, because they're brilliant. And a great anecdote about how local focused they can really be is we were sitting there, we were drinking a beer, we were having a pretzel and a sausage, you know the drill. And all of a sudden, I'm listening to the music, and like one of the trumpets goes out, and I'm like, oh. Well, that's a bit weird. I haven't heard them do that rendition of this song before. And then I look over at him, as you would, and he's just put the trumpet down. And he's called someone over to get him another liter of beer because he's ran out and needs more. The beer comes up to him, he starts having a good drink. And then I notice, if you look around the stage, they've just all got beers like hidden everywhere, and they'll take a break to drink if they need to. So I just thought that was hilarious, and just kind of like, it's very emblematic of the low-key, chill vibes that you're going to get at these places. Yeah. At least I think so.
If you rewatch the B-roll sequence, you might be able to figure out which trumpeter that was.
Right. They've all had a little bit at that point, so it's really fun.
Yeah. So with that being said, it's a shorter video, so thank you for watching. As we said before, that we're a really new channel, so it helps if you look down below. We've got our Instagrams listed there, and if you like and subscribe, everything really, really helps.
And check out more of our videos, and let us know in the comments if you've been to something like this, if you want to go to something like this, if you add it to your Oktoberfest itinerary. And other than that, if you're traveling in the region, check out our other videos, because we've done quite a few in this region of the world. And until then, see you guys in the next video.
Bye.